All right. Good morning, all. Is it morning? Today we shall discuss these modifications on database DB model and reverse engineering. Okay. Uh, this is our MySQL workbench. For you to reverse engineer a particular database, you must have to have the schema of the database. A situation whereby the schema of the database is available, but the model is not available. Maybe somebody sent you the schema and you want to reverse engineer it to get the model. So you can work on it, you can modify it, you can do anything on it. So the first thing you need to do, steps for reverse engineering. Number one is that you have to have the schema for the database. How? You need the schema first, and the schema contains the tables, the database name, tables, constraints, and all that. So by the time you get the schema, then you start the reverse engineering from your framework, either MySQL Workbench or anything, JMeris or any other framework. So for us to get that, let us now assume that we have the database in our system. Of course, we have the DB here. Let's search for our DB. CLS. Let me log onto the DB. Root P. I'll enter my password, and then I'll show databases. Of course, this is the DB. I think this is our DB, the one we created yesterday. Is it? Mini savings tool, right? So let me store the name somewhere, maybe in a notepad or somewhere. Okay, this is where I stored for. Okay, sorry, let me reduce some of the files here in the video. It's like there is a complaint, and I'm done with this. Okay, all right. So we have seen the database. Now there are a lot of ways we can dump a DB. You need to get the schema. This is the first step. How do you get the schema? Maybe one, by dumping the database to a location. Okay. Two, maybe somebody sent you the schema. Okay. Receive the schema, the DB schema from any sender, that is from anybody who sends to you. Okay, so now we're picking the first one because we are creating it ourselves, because we have the DB but we did not save the model. So now to do this dumping, this is the process. Go log on to my command prompt. This is not MySQL anymore. It is command prompt. Log on to my command prompt and enter this command, MySQL dump. So you are doing what? Dumping. And dumping means exporting the database. Okay, please take it that way. You are exporting the database. So then you specify the user and then the password and you press enter. Sorry, you don't press enter. I'm sorry. At this point, you specify the database you want to dump, the name of the database. So I've already copied it here. Paste it. So you specify whether you want to carry the database to the schema and its instances. If you are going with the instances, then you just leave it without specifying anything. But if you are not going with the instances, you only need the schema here. You understand? So you specify this. No what? No data. Sorry, it is no. And the no data this way. That means you are not going with the instances. You dumping only. Then you specify a path. Let me create a path here. Maybe inside C, I have somewhere a folder called export, and then I'll copy this and I'll paste it. So backslash. So then now let's say mini sevens two, right? Mini sevens 2 db no data. Then you give it an extension because it's going to be in form of a file, .sql or anything you think it is in compatibility with the framework you're working with. But .sql is a general one. It will work with all frameworks. Please. Then I'll press enter. It enables me to enter password to this database. Sorry. Okay, I did not add. Sorry. This is it. There has to be this. This greater sign means what? Exporting, and less than sign means importing. So I supplied it. This is the correct. It has done it. So let's check this is our location, please. It has already done it. So we have it here. So that means we're going to locate this. Okay. So let's now start the reverse engineering from here. First of all, you need to create a model. This is my DB. Double click it. It will give you a place where you enter your DB name, the model name. Let's say mini sevens reverse model. Okay, so you save it. So this is now selected. Okay, so you can now click and save the model, please. This is what we haven't done yesterday. Yes, click and save the model this way. We didn't save it. So you can create a folder here and call it reversed mini sevens 2, right? Mini sevens 2. And then I will name the model this way. And let me just pick everything. This is a folder now. This is the model name. Then you go to databases, reverse engineering. Make sure that everything is correct. Click on next. Next it as well. Then this is where you select the database you want to reverse engineer. Many sevens. But you know one thing, the reason why I did the export is this. If you don't have the database in your database server, you cannot reverse engineer it. So now you use the dumped schema to create database. You now do import. When you import it, it will be one of the databases in your database server. Then you now do reverse engineering. Are we getting it? So it is called mini savings, right? Is it here? Where? Okay, mini savings 2. You select it and click on next. Then you give it time to finish reverse engineering. So what are we expecting? What should be our result here? Model. Thank you. We are anticipating to see model for the database. So let's wait. It is done, right? So you click on next, and then it tells you that you have 6 tables. So you execute it. If there are some tables you don't want to include, you can click on filter and deselect them. So then you click on next and finished. This is your reversed engineered model. This is your reversed engineered model. So if somebody tells you that he wants to reverse engineer your source code, what does he mean? That means from your exported from your packaged software, they want to go back to the source code, which is not possible. It is not designed to do such, because if this is done, then the source code could be used by others. But for DB, you can do this if at all you have the database. All right. So this is what we have now. Now let us carry out modifications on the model, on the reversed engineered model. Because if you can recall, yesterday we said that this is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be agent ID. That means an ID from what table? From agent. So all these tables that are relationship, that happen to be a relationship table, we have a relationship from agent to account, and we have a relationship account to agent. We have relationship account to enrollment to account. This we have 3 relations. This. So we need to delete each and every relationship table here. Delete them. After deleting them, then you double click on agent table, or on each table, double click on it. Then you remove this agent and the underscore, and then we're done. Then double click on enrollment and remove this. Click out, and then you close it. Double click this. Okay, for account, it's going to be just number. Okay, double click it and remove this, and then okay. So now we have to create a fresh relationship. Click on the many-to-many agent and account. Many-to-many agent and or account and enrollment. You see, one good thing with this, that is auto and undo. But Gemeris does not. It gives you only one undo. So you click on this and create account and this, right? And between account and enrollment, is there a relationship? Let me see. Agent ID, there is. So click out and click on it and create between agent and this. So you're done with the relationship. Now please let's look at the relationship between agent and enrollment. It says what? Agent ID and enrollment ID. Not the other way the one we did yesterday, which says agent ID and enrollment. It's repeated on. So here the explanation here is that it means an ID from account agent, and here an ID from table agent, and ID from table enrollment. So now you can forward engineer this again to create another DB. Yes. If you want to have the same database name, let me see, what's the database name here? Okay, this is the database name, Mini Savings Reverse Engineering. But that's how we're going to create it. You can modify it by clicking on edit and edit it, and then give it a name, Mini Savings. Let's give it the same database we have given, Mini Savings 2, and give it this. If you want to create this database again, you have to drop that other database. I don't know whether if you just forward engineer it, it will drop it and create it again. Let's try it. Database, forward engineer, next, completion, operation has completed with errors, please. Okay, next. So let's search and see whether it has done it. Now we go for connection and connect and search for Mini Savings 2. Show data basis. So do we have in it Mini Savings 2? Of course there is. So let's use it. Let's make it active, and then we show tables. So let's see one of these relationship tables. This table. Let us describe it. If you say disk means describe. MySQL Workbench accepts this command, but client does not. So here, account number, you see it hasn't. So you have to drop it first of all. That's why it says there are errors. So drop it. Drop database with the name. This, drop it, and then use the workbench, MySQL Workbench, to forward engineer again. This is the diagram, right? So let's forward engineer it, and this is the, what is it? I'm having two. I don't know which one okay, this is the one I'm working on. Databases, code engineer. You see there's no error here. So let's do this. Let me describe this. Since the database is not there. Okay, it is there. Show tables. Okay, there's no table, there's not that table, right? Let me pick this one. Okay, account number, it has done it. So then this is the process. This is the process. Please, for those of you who are unable to work on the schema or to work on the model and reverse engineering, I mean forward engineering and all that, try to do so. Uh, it's like all this I'm doing, I didn't record it. I don't know. Okay, okay, it was recorded. Sorry.